What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the stream. What we're doing today is I am a professional Universes player, and I am attempting to jump into Riftbound, the League of Legends trading card game, the TCG. Love it. What this is I have had a minimum amount of experience with Riftbound. I went to Gen Con, I did the demo, I did the little meet and greet, met some of the big wigs there, and I am wanting to go through, and I want to look at every single Riftbound card in a series of videos, and I want to talk about them and see how I like them. Do I think they look cool? Do I think they look bad? Are they useful? Are they funny? So on and so forth. And so we're going to take my Universes eye and we're going to apply it to Riftbound, knowing that I'm a Universes player. I don't really play creature-based card games. So we'll see how it goes. Order of operations here is I'm going to talk about all of the legends, which this will make sense here in a second, and the characters that get applied to the legends, and the signature spells, and then we're gonna go through color by color, and see what's up with that. So without further ado, okay, we'll move on to Weiju Bladesman, Master Yi's legend. He's got green, orange. While a friendly unit defends alone, it gets +2 might. So, full disclosure, I did actually get the chance at Gen Con to play a fully powered Master Yi deck, and it was very cool. It was very cool to watch and see how this moved. It did not play with Master Yi Meditative, which says while you have 8 runes, I've got 4 power. So a 5-drop, green recycle, or green, 5, hold on, what was it? 5 energy, green power, 4 might. That becomes 8 might if you've got 8 runes, which is cool. 5-drop that gives 8 is pretty okay, especially when you defend alone and it's now a 10. So a 5-drop that is for 10 feels incredible. And then the one that it did play with was Master Yi Honed, which is 7 orange recycle, 6 might, ganking, which means normally in the game you can either move from your battlefield, or from your base to a battlefield, or from a battlefield to your base. You cannot move from battlefield to battlefield. This ganking ability lets you move from battlefield to battlefield, which is very potent in cleaning up battlefields and scoring points. As well as it enters ready, which means that you can play it instantly, or you can move him instantly, so you can go conquer a battlefield right away. I liked this character when I played it. I think the big thing about it is I don't know how much protection is going to exist when it comes to Master Yi, but the fact that he does get the like +2, he's a bit of a noob stomper because math is hard, and like keeping track of how much power do you actually have while attacking and then while defending can certainly mess some people up. Let's look at his signature spell, which is Highlander. It is a 4-cost reaction, so you can play it whenever you want on your turn, and then you can play it whenever you want in between things, so like before spells and abilities resolve. Choose a friendly unit. The next time it dies this turn, recall it exhausted instead. And so I was just saying that like I don't know how much interaction or protection we're gonna have to keep my 1 unit alive as I defend alone. Highlander says that if you have an answer to my thing, I will get to just pull it back into my base. So I don't actually lose the idea is you trade a resource out of your hand instead of picking a thing on my board. It's trading a resource out of your hand for a resource out of my hand. We've got Garen, Might of Demacia? Sure. Orange, yellow, when you conquer, so when you take guys from your base and you put them up at a battlefield, if you have 4 units at that battlefield, draw 2. Which is cool, but feels difficult to do in the games that I've had. It feels like you're going to want to have a lot of recruits There's like a bunch of little weenie guys to go out, score your points, draw your cards, and then move on from there. But at the same time, if you have weenies and your rival, if you have weenies and your rival is contesting that battlefield and they like fight you back, they're just gonna kill your weenies. And so having Garen Commander, other friendly units have +1 here, I think is gonna be a big deal. Not to like do more damage, but to keep your guys alive, which I think is a big deal. And then Rugged says Assault 2, Shield 2, +2 while I'm an attacker or defender. So inside of showdowns, he's got +2. And so things like burn spells, outside of showdowns, will shoot him for 5 and kill him. But while he's attacking, he's a 7, which is really good, I think. I really like Garen just like being a 6 recycle 1 7 on attack and defense. That's neat. That's neat. And then have Garen Commander just like sit at your base. Again, it really feels like they want one of these to sit at the base and then one of them to go out. That's how I felt with Lux and now how I felt with Garen, which is neat. It's cool. His signature spell is Decisive Strike, excuse me. 5-drop, recycle 1. Action, play on your turn or in showdowns. Give friendly units +2 this turn. I figured out how we're going to keep our 4+ guys alive so we can make Might of Demacia work. I have a bunch of recruits that are a bunch of weenies, and then I push them up. This makes sense. This guy doesn't really excite me at all. I think there's cooler characters that use recruits, but I think there's probably a world where this guy feels really neat at like just like conquering a battlefield and then bringing all the guys home, and then conquering another battlefield and bringing all the guys home. Like I feel like sitting on a battlefield probably is not where it's at. Yeah. Other friendly units have +1 here. Oh, Garen Commander wants to go out? Oh, that stinks. That seems way worse, Brutal Munchkin. That seems way worse. From here, we've got Misfortune, the Bounty Hunter. Excuse me. Orange Purple says exhaust. Give a unit ganking this turn. It can move from battlefield to battlefield. Very cool ability. Very, very cool. There are so many times where I'm fighting over one battlefield and you're fighting over the other, and I have to take 2 movement actions to move back and then contest you at this one. The fact that Misfortune can just move, rad. Let's talk about the captain. Misfortune Captain. 5-drop, recycle an orange, 5 might. Accelerate, it can come in ready. It already has ganking, which is interesting. That the Bounty Hunter legend lets you give other things ganking, but that's fine. The first time I move each turn, you may ready something else that's exhausted. That's crazy. That's crazy. That includes runes, yeah? Like in worst case scenario, I could just like untap a resource. And then a gear. Yeah. A gear. The legend itself, a unit. Whoa. Whoa. The options are limitless. And it's mighty. Oh my god, my Volley Bear deck is gonna go nuts. Misfortune Buccaneer. 4 energy. Recycle a purple. 4 might. You may play me at an open battlefield period. Seems very good for like an aggressive idea. And then while it exists, friendly units may be played to open battlefields. Seems very cool for just like conquering battlefields. Just like going in like getting open battlefields. That's neat. That's neat. I like what Misfortune's got going on. I think I like the Misfortune units more than I like the legend. I'll have to play the game a little more to understand just how good ganking is. Of like just giving a thing like, hey, you can move it. But man, Misfortune Captain seems nuts. Nutso. And then I think the Buccaneer is cool. I think it's cute. Look at the spell. Bullet time. 1 drop. Nothing else. Action play on your turn. Pay any amount of recycle to, or any amount of power to deal that much damage to all enemy units at a base. Whoa. What an easy way to kill weenies. If you got a bunch of recruits, I'll just shoot them all. Bang. Pay 1, recycle 1, kill all your guys is pretty good. Especially like during a showdown. That's pretty cool. And then obviously if they got like anything else, like some things that are bigger, you can pay more, obviously. But like, what a cool way to kill recruits. Neat. I'm in on this one. I think this is like a really, like this is a cool way to like float a bunch of mana and then play bullet time, kill the whole thing at their ideas, and then you like play Misfortune Buccaneer and be like, ah, I got my point. I'm in. We're good. That's cool. I can see the lines. I can see what they're going for. Up next, we've got Set the Boss. He's in orange, yellow. He's really hot. Holy shit, this guy's so hot. When a buffed unit you control would die, you may recycle a rune, you may pay power, and exhaust me to spend its buff and recall it. Recall it exhausted instead. Crazy. When you conquer, ready me. Okay. Okay. That seems really good. And then we've got Set Brawler. 5 energy, orange recycle, 4 might. When I'm played and when I conquer, buff me if I don't have one. So he's a 5 for 5, essentially. Spend my buff, colon. Give me 4 this turn. Can I spend my buff, colon, on my rival's turn? Can I do it at response speed, or do I have to do it only on my turn? I cannot do it on their turn. I can only do it on mine. Okay. Significantly more fair. But he's a 5 drop that turns into a 9 drop on my turn. But I guess when a buffed, he would die. So I have to be careful about how I spin the buff. I can make him for 9, or he's for 5, and if he dies, I bring him back home. When I'm played and when I conquer, buff me. Oh, so you could spend the buff, make him a 9, go conquer a thing, get the buff back. When he dies, he comes back? Oh, he goes to 8 because he loses the buff. Good point, Wub. He goes to 8. So he's an 8 that when he conquers, he gets the buff back. So then when he dies, the boss brings him back to the place. And then I play a thing to give him a buff, and then becomes an 8, and I conquer, and then... oof. Spend it again and put him to 12. Oh. When I'm played and when I conquer. Interesting. But if he conquers a weak point, gets a buff, then you move him and cap a strong point as a 12 power. Oh. Oh. That does sound kind of crazy. And then you ready him with Misfortune, give him ganking. Wow! Alright, let's talk about the other set. This guy's about to be... This picture is going to be my foam background. This guy is looking at me in some ways. The Kingpin. 4 energy, yellow, recycle, 5 might. Tank. It's got to be assigned combat damage first. Pretty good. I get +1 might for each buffed friendly unit at my battlefield. This guy doesn't say other. This guy doesn't say other, right? So he does count himself because he's a friendly unit? Because the other cards that had this idea say each other friendly unit. Am I crazy? So if you buff him, it's essentially +2? Being the boss is a lot better than not being the boss. He's got a point. He's got a point. 7 with buff. Seems good. Seems good. 4 drop 7. That assigns combat damage first. Yeah, this guy seems schnutty. Showstopper. 1-drop. Recycle 1. Buff a friendly unit in your base. Then move it to a battlefield, period. If it doesn't have a buff, it gets +1 buff. Okay. So this goes from base to battlefield. So if you just, like, say you play Kingpin, and then you buff him and then move him, and you got a 7-drop. Pay 5, recycle 2, 7-drop swinging. And then if he were to die, he gets pulled back with the boss. And then the other set is, this is what you guys were talking about, where I play him, he gets the buff, I spend the buff to get +4 this turn, and then you Showstopper, give him the buff, and then move him to the battlefield. How does he get to 12? Buff a friendly unit in your base, then move it to a battlefield. And so, like, you'd have it, and then you conquer for this, and then spend the buff. This moves from base, so you can't do it in these colors, I think. Okay. He gets to spend the buff again for +4. But he doesn't because it's sorcery, right? And this thing moves the idea. So he can't be 12 until afterwards? He moved there from this. Yeah, but I thought this ability was a sorcery. I thought you could only do it after the first showdown if he wins. Well, if he wins, he gets the buff anyways, right? When I conquer, you can remove orange buff as many times as you can buff him on the turn. Depends on your hand/board. I guess I'm not seeing the exact line, but I trust. You... I don't get to talk to my friend Mitch anymore. Okay. This guy seems unfair. This guy seems unfair. We'll move on, though. Volibear. Red, orange, relentless storm. When you play a mighty unit, you may exhaust me to channel one rune exhausted. So mighty is if a thing has 5 might. So this number in the top right corner. It is considered a mighty unit, which I like the classification, the distinction. Like this guy, he's mighty. And then this is just ramp, because obviously as we look at these 2 Volibear cards, they're pretty big. They play the big ones. Volibear is the only demo deck that I didn't get, and it was the one that I wanted probably the most, because I really like I've played as Volibear. I like how big and stompy this guy is. He feels very cool. I like the ramp identity with him, and he plays cool ass moves like Volibear Ferocious, 10-drop, recycle 2 reds, 9 might. He's a mighty guy. Deflect 2, so they have to recycle 2 runes to choose him for a spell or ability, which is so good, right? If we want to, we've seen so many spells so far that are just like do a metric ton of damage to this one thing, and they have to recycle runes to do so. So put yourself back pretty significantly in order to deal with my one idea. Feels good. And then when I attack, deal 5 damage split amongst any number of enemies here. So very good at wiping out a bunch of dorks. You got a bunch of 1 might weenies. I'm just gonna wipe them all out, and then my 9 power is gonna go clean up the what actually is going to be a big deal. I'm a big fan of Volibear. I want to play the big guy. I think he's cool. And then we've got Volibear Imposing, which like he's almost hitting like an Akuma pose of like turn his back after a raging demon. Like almost. He's getting ready for it. 12, which is all of your energy. It's all your manas. And then recycle 2. He's a 10 might, a mighty man. Shield 3. So he's a 13 while defending. So he sits at a base and he just chills. He just chills. Tank, so he has to be assigned combat damage first. So you got to find 13 to get over him with attacking before you can assign combat damage to the rest of the guys sitting at your base. And then when an opponent moves to a battlefield other than mine, so if you don't come fight me, I get to draw a card. Whoa, actually, hold on. Look at this quote, though. Gods do not beg, we take what is ours. Cold, dude. Holy shit. I think Volibear is sick. I'm so in on Volibear. I don't know if he's good or not. I love the idea of like having a bunch of ramp. I had OBS crash, I think. All right, sorry, I'm back. OBS just crashed randomly. That was crazy. I think Volibear is tight. I think I'm so in on Volley. Okay. It is not letting me record. All right, I'll get the VOD later. I think this guy's dope. I think he's so sick. I'm so in. This is exactly how I want to play unit-based games. Is I either want to play like Cassie's really big spells that are high impact, or I just want to slam the biggest, craziest looking dudes possible to be like, you got to deal with it. You got to figure out your life. It's so sick. The big Volibear card can only really run in Aurora, but it's fine. Lots of the accelerate units that are on 5 might can be decent in non-Aurora lists. Aurora Volley is a great time if you get there though. Dude, I'm excited. I'm excited. We're gonna play some Volibear on the stream for sure. Stormbringer. Okay, officially, I hate the art. I'm so tired. I'm so tired of them of artists of card games putting the words on the character's face. I can't use this in a thumbnail. Living. Stormbringer. 6 cost, recycle 2 of your choice. Choose a friendly unit in your base. So somebody not at a battlefield. Deal damage equal to its might to all enemy units at a battlefield. Then move your unit there. Yo. So I've just got a bear sitting at home, just chilling. And then I Stormbringer, snipe your guys, and then move up. Whoa. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Thank you, Barrett. I appreciate it. This is a neat card. As for like spells that deal damage, I think that Volibear, like even just like the 10 drop, like just probably feels better, right? Like as he's attacking, whatever. But I guess this is a 6 that I'm allowed to just like sit with a guy at home and just like shoot something for really big. Like I've got. You ready? If I have an 8 drop or an 8 might guy at home, this is as good as the luck spell for 2 less energy. And I get to go conquer a base, more than likely. So this is like pay 6, kill all your dudes, grab a point. That seems correct. I mean, that seems good. That seems okay. Up next, we've got Lee Sen, the Blind Monk. You pay 1 and exhaust him. Buff a friendly unit. Buffing is, if it doesn't have a buff, it gets +1 might buff. So it's like a +1/+1 counter from universes. Or from Magic, excuse me. Gets a +1/+1 counter from Magic. Neat. Constantly making your guys a wee bit better. Seems kind of pretty good. Let's look at his units. 5 energy, green recycle, 5 might. Shield 1, so while he's defending, he's got +1. And then exhaust buff me. Interesting. I wonder how much lose a buff, do a thing is going to matter. Like lose a buff, get a cool payoff is going to happen. Because if I can blind monk, give him the buff, move him or whatever, and then You don't gotta lose them for that one though. Oh, it just says tap buff me. I get a +1 buff. Whoa. Why does it use that verbiage? Oh, I can have any number of buffs. Reading the rest. You ready? I thought that was part of the of the flavor text. Let us see whose spirit is stronger. Okay. Interesting. So I really like this guy of I will blind monk, make him a 6, go capture a thing on my turn, I'll ready and hold, and then just buff him again. It gives him something to do on your turn. Just make him a little better, and just slowly scale him up. Okay. I can see it. I can see the vision. And then we've got Lee Sin centered. 6 energy, 6 might, accelerate, so you can pay a little extra, have him enter ready so we can go conquer some stuff. Other buffed friendly units at my battlefield have +2. So if I got a bunch of weenies that all get buffed off of blind monk, now the buff is not +1, it's now +3 as Lee goes in and does it. I don't believe this applies to his own ability, his own buff though. So if he is buffed, it says other buff friendly units in my battlefield have +2. So he is not a 6 energy 9 might creature while playing cards. So he would just be 7, not the 9, which is fine. I like the idea of Lee Sin just sitting and gaining a bunch of buff counters. That sounds cool. My question, though, is for Blind Monk, it does say buff a friendly unit. If it doesn't have a buff, it gets a +1 buff. Does the Lee Sin, the green Lee Sin, because I cannot pronounce that bottom word, am I still allowed to use Blind Monk to target this Lee Sin to give a buff? Because it says I can have any number of buffs? Yes. Because the unit Lee Sin, green Lee Sin, says that I can, even though Blind Monk says if it doesn't have it. Interesting. So I guess with this Lee Sin, green Lee Sin, you can just, I know Nero said you can just bank them. That seems like it would go kind of buck wild. This is a 5-drop 7 kind of off the bat while he's just chilling at your base. If you can figure out how to get him in, how to get him readied. You may still always target cards to buff even if they have one already. Ah, interesting. I've heard someone that got it to 25. That's crazy. That's a lot. His signature spell is Dragon's Rage. It is a 4 energy. Recycle one of your choice. Move an enemy unit, period. Which is very cool because green Lee Sin exhaust to do the thing. So he gets to just move and like use his ability. Which is the thing that I was nervous about. I was trying to figure out how to re-ready him. We don't have to. We don't gotta bother. We just move it. Then choose another enemy unit at its destination. They deal damage equal to its might to each other. That's so funny. That's so funny. Oh, wait, no. This is move an enemy unit. Hold on. Move an enemy unit. So I can move you from your base to a battlefield, then choose another enemy unit at its destination. They fight. So you make 2 of their dudes crash into each other? That's rude. That's rude. That's really, really rude. Yeah, you kick their guy into their other dude. It's so fun. That seems really sick. Just have... this is a 2-for-1. Like, that's just what this is. You get 2 guys that are equal might to each other, and they just kill each other. It also lets you, like, interact with... It also lets you interact with the units that just want to sit at base and do nothing. You can just move one of them up and then kill it with Dragon's Rage, which I think is a big deal. I think interacting with the base is probably hard. Second power cost to dodge, defy, might have actually made this better. Oh, you're talking about more cards. We'll get there. This is a very cool way to take out 2 for 1. This is neat. All right, I'm in. All right, let's look at the orange cards. We've got Gentleman's Duel. 6 energy, recycle an orange, or take an orange from your runes and put them on the bottom. As an action spell, give a friendly unit +3 this turn, period. Then choose an enemy unit. They deal damage equal to their might to each other. So I get +3 might, and then I make our dudes fight. And this can be an enemy unit at their base. Does not necessarily have to be at a battlefield, which is pretty dope. Arena Bar. 3. Tap, buff an exhausted friendly unit, period. If it doesn't have a buff, it gets 1 buff. This seems stupid in Seth. Because, like, if Seth would, like, lose the buff, or would die, he loses his buff, and then you just, like, go Arena Bar, give it back? Seth, sorry, not Seth, Seth. Yeah. This seems ridiculous in that character. Yuck. The boss, he's too good? He's too good? Is this his... do I pronounce the G in this word? Beigel? Bilgy Water Bully? Like algae, but Bilgy? Bilgy Water Bully? 6/6. While I'm buffed, I have ganking. I can move. I mean, that's fine. Places to go, people to gank. Weird. It's a weird word, ganking. It's fine. Bulge? Bilge Water Bully. Is that a word? Is bilge a word? I've never heard this word before. Is it a League of Legends word? Bilge. Bilge Water Bully. What does bilge mean? Is it a League of Legends word or just a word I don't know? Bad for the video. Sorry, I'll move on. This guy's fine. He's got ganking. It's neat. It's a place. There it is. Cannon Barrage. 2, recycle 1, reaction play anytime. Deal 2 to all enemy units in combat. My guys, your guys. You know what? I was going to lose them all anyways. I started blasting. That's dope. That's so sick. I'm in. That's so sick. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. We're just going to shoot them all. Kill all the weenies. That's so awesome. Challenge. Love this art. Love the art. 2, recycle 1. Choose a friendly unit and an enemy unit. They deal damage equal to their mights to each other. He started it when he hit me back. Yeah, it just says that, like, hey, we're each gonna fight, and it can be outside of combat. And again, it's allowed to be at bases. Like I'm allowed to have us fight each other at a base, or when you're at your base and not at a battlefield. This card's dope. This card's super sick. Confront. 2 units you play this turn, enter ready, draw 1. Incredible. Just like, hey, I'll play this. Let's give my units haste, and then swing. Right? That seems dope. Seems where it's at. I'm in. Crack Shot Corsair. 3/3. When I attack, deal 1 to an enemy unit here. That's very cute. It's very cute. So I swing in and I shoot you for 1, and then we fight for 3. And so, like, I'm a 3 for 4 kind of. Or if you only have 1 might, I just, like, shoot you and we don't. I then have 3 that I can put somewhere else, which is cool. You get to pick where 1 damage goes before anything else happens. Ahoy! Very cool. Dune Drake. It's a 5/5. When I attack, give me 2 if there's a ready enemy unit here. So it's kind of like attacking, or assault, but assault 2, but only if there's a ready enemy unit here, which is probably not great for the 5/5. It's a little extra, but probably nothing to really write home about. First Mate. 3/3, when you play me, ready another unit. This card probably feels incredible. This card gives something else the ability to move again, which is really good, right? I'll move up to a thing, play First Mate, it ready so I can move him back. Move up. Play you. If my guy has ganking, I can move him to the other base. There's a lot you can do with First Mate. This one seems like a good one. Flurry of Blades. This one looks silly. 1 reaction, deal 1 to all units at battlefields. If you have weenies, no you don't. Kill every recruit at every battlefield. You can play it as a reaction. I mean, this card just seems insane for orange. This card just seems so good to just like ping a little extra and do extra damage to things. When you resolve combat damage, you can, like, if my rival has 4 2/2s, meaning they have 8 power there, and I have a 4 power unit, and we fight, can I Flurry of Blades, deal 1 damage to my guy, 1 damage to all of them, and then assign 1 might to each of the other ones so that we trade? And just assign the 1 to everybody rather than like it fills the bucket and then goes over? That makes this card way cool. Man, there's a lot of math and interaction that goes on here. Huh. Crazy. Mobilize. 2 channel rune. If you can't, draw a card. Great ramp. Probably really good to just, like, you know, get the ball rolling, especially if you're playing things like if you want to play out big, huge, massive turns. Mobilize is probably worth it. If you can't draw a card, so like it's good in the early game to ramp, it's good in the late game for replacement. I'm here for it. Paka Cub. 3/3, and you're allowed to hide it. Oh, it's so cute. Common last words. I love that every color, I believe so far, has had a common last words flavor text. Super cute. I also love the mother standing in the background here. I like this. This is also super cute. Yeah, this card's fine. I don't know how much orange is gonna have hiding, but it looks okay. Pit Rookie. Oh, it's a like a fighting pit. I understand. 2/2, when you play me, buff another friendly unit. If it doesn't have a buff, it gets a +1 buff. Is that all you got? Okay. I dig it. Coolin, Sen Lee Sen, whichever one it is. And then very Coolin Set. Leona is orange. Am I crazy? She's orange green? Or is she yellow green? This is cool. I mean, she works with buffing, so that's neat. Stormclaw Ursine. Yellow green? Perfect, thank you. 7/6 tank. When you play me, channel rune exhausted. I think this card's really good. 6 might tank seems crazy. And for a 7 cost that lets you channel an extra rune, this card seems like a crazy setup card. So just like if you own a base, slamming this guy at a base to be like, this one's mine, you don't get to have it, seems really good. This guy is a threat for sure. Yeah. This one seems dope. Man, tanks are so good. Catalyst of Aeons, channel 2 runes exhausted. If you couldn't channel 2 runes this way, draw 1 card. This card probably feels really good to channel 1 rune and draw. But the 4 seems really high for this cost. But I guess like on turn 2. So you ready? On turn 2, I got the 2 and then the 2. Then I catalyst and I channel my 2 exhausted. On the next turn, I channel 2 again. So I've got 8. I can like play a thing, volley bear, grab a 9th. Like this card on turn 2 probably seems stupid. Of just like, hey, on my turn 3, I'm getting out a threat that you have to deal with. You have to interact with my Stormclaw on turn 3. It has tanking. It has tank. I get an extra rune. Like it has might. Opening Catalyst seems really silly. Like really silly. I'm excited to play Volley Bear. I just want to play that guy. Synthria? Scythria of Cloudfield. I butchered it, and I don't care. 2-1. Well, when you play another unit, buff me. So it's a 2-2 if you play an extra one. I like the big wooden sword behind her. It's super cute. Cthria? Yeah, this one looks fine. I think it's a fine 2-drop. Like it's 2-2, I guess. And then like there's the synergies with the buffing cards. Probably okay. Herald of Scales. It's a 4-3. Your dragon's energy costs are reduced by 2 to a minimum of 1. I don't know how many dragons are going to be worth it in this set to play Herald of Scales. But set 4, set 5, if they print a bunch of cool-ass dragons, this card's probably going to be dope. It's neat. Kinku Monk, 4 recycle, 1 4 might. When you play me, buff 2 other friendly units. Man, there's so much buffing happening under orange. It just makes Set like that much scarier. Like if it was hard to buff with Set, like it would be tough. But he just feels immortal. Also, hold on. Who has green orange? Which hero is green orange? Because green orange is Lee Sin. Lee Sin then gets to play the thing that says all of your buffed guys have Yi. Oh man, all of your buffed units have that deflect with the piece of gear. Man, seems kind of crazy. Nervous about all this buffing. Hey, look, a dragon. 9-drop, 10 might. Scary stuff. Especially if this is a 7-drop with the like this looks like a not great card. This makes this card kind of playable. Kind of scary. 7-drop, 10 might creature. Maybe, I don't know. Pirate's Haven. It's a 3. When you ready a friendly unit, give it +1 for the turn. Interesting. I mean, the... what is it? Misfortune? Just like readies other cards. You got the first mate that readies a card. A lot of little incidental readying, but I feel like the arena bar is probably just better, right? Like tap, give a thing a buff, so it's like instead of for the turn, you get it for extra forever. The question is how many times can I ready things to give more things +1s? That's the real question. Is how often are we readying stuff? Unsure. Spoils of War 4, and then orange recycle 1 reaction. If an enemy unit has died this turn, this counts for if you ready up for the turn? Why? I guess it says when you ready a friendly unit, give it 1 for this turn. I guess that's pretty good then. I guess that's pretty good. As I'm ready for the turn, I give everything +1 on my turn. Okay, got me there. That is pretty good then. I was a little. It felt a little lackluster. 4 recycle 1. Reaction: if an enemy has died this turn, this costs 2 less, so it'd be a 2 recycle 1. Draw 2 cards. That's pretty dope. Just stealing from them if they've lost stuff, or if you've killed their dudes. And it's a reaction, so like if they sacrifice a thing, I can like pay 2, draw 2. Pay 2, recycle 1, draw 2. That seems really good. If like they're down to like trade, and even if I like lose the trade, I'll just draw a bunch of extra cards. I'm in. That seems dope. I'm down for it. Unyielding Spirit. 1/1. Prevent all spell and ability damage this turn. This card seems insane for Master Yi, because that's like really the only big way to like beat that character, is just to like shoot him with spell damage, because it was really hard for you to beat him in combat. He had so many combat tricks, and so just being like, hey, you can't shoot me in between showdowns, you have to fight me like a man, you gotta fight me for real. It was pretty cool. Also, like, really good versus Yasuo. Hey, I'll move in, shoot you for 6. Actually, no, you didn't. All right, let's actually fight for real. Knock it off, ninja guy. This card's cool. This card's cool. I'm into it. Wallop. It's a 2 cost spell, action reaction or action. As you play this, you may spend a buff as additional cost. If you do, ignore this spell's cost. Ready a unit. You may spend a buff as an additional cost. A buff. So it can not even be on the thing that you're readying. Man, set's just nuts, right? Like, set's just crazy daisy. Yeah? Because Wallop just like lets you keep going in and doing things. Yeah. Poor little, yeah, she's got to work it out for her. She's just gonna be a Wallop target. Wallop's just gonna steal her buff and be like, ready, set. Set's going in. You sit on the sidelines, girly. That's funny. Wild Claw Shaman. One of the coolest looking like character ideas I've seen. Holy cow, look how sick this is. Look how sick this is. 4/3, when you play me, you may spend a buff to buff me and ready me. If you don't have a buff, it gets +1. Interesting. When you play me, you may spend a buff. Oh, and then you have this lady's gonna get her buffs taken so often. When you play another unit, buff me. So we like, I've got this character on the board. We're just stealing from this character so much. When you play me, spend a buff to buff me and rid of me. Yeah, that's funny. That's so funny. She's just a bank. She's a buff bank. That's so funny. Anvalia? Anavia. We're gonna go with Anavia. 7 recycle 2, 8. When I attack, deal 3 to all enemy units here. Whew. Wowzers. Seems pretty good. Seems pretty good. Anivia. Okay. That is not what that looks like. Anivia. I'll trust you. When I attack, deal 3 to all enemy units here. Seems good. Seems like a really easy way to like wipe boards out at the end of strings. It's like 3 to everything and then 8 over top. Seems like a way to absolutely use a singular unit to clear a base. Seems solid. Carnivorous Snapvine. 5 recycle 2, 6 might. When you play me, choose an enemy unit at a battlefield. We deal damage to our mites to each other. So when I play this, I shoot something for 6. Seems pretty good. Seems pretty good. It's a 5-drop that shoots something for 6. Yeah, this seems okay. Yeah, this one's one of the good ones for sure. Gardening is usually a very relaxing hobby. Yeah, this one feels good. Kraken Hunter. 5, 3 recycle or 2 recycle. 5 might. Assault 1. When I'm an attacker, I get +1. As you play me, you may spend any number of buffs as an additional cost. Reduce my cost by 1 for each buff you spend. Whoa. So, if we have this girl out, it's just free because we spend the buff she has on her and then she gets it back. Seems pretty good. This one seems nuts. This one seems really, really good. Like if you're down to pay 4 and then cycle 3. A 3-drop that is mighty. Yeah, it's a 3-drop that's mighty. I mean, that's what I saw, truthfully. My question is, it says reduce my cost by this. Am I allowed to reduce this cost of this? So if I wanted to make this a 4-3, does it make it a 4-3 or does it make it a 3-2 plus 1-1? That is my question. Because if I'm allowed to spend 3 buff, tap 4 to then just like play this guy readied, like it's a 4-drop 5 power that like I got rid of a couple buffs, like I'm good. As you play me. As you play me. I'm just not sure what that wording looks like. Mistfall. Here's a gear. So it's 3. When you buff a friendly unit, you may recycle an orange and exhaust this to ready it. Set is just going to be moving all over the place. Set and Misfortune. And now this says that I get to re-ready things so that my pirate town or whatever that card was called, that whatever the gear was, gets to get the +1. It's like recycle 1 for +1. It's interesting. This one isn't as good in set. I guess it might, like, it feels like an easy way to like sprint and like catch up, but you're right, it is a pretty big power cost. Yeah. Overt operation instead of covert operation. This is great. 5 recycle 2 as a spell. Action, you play on your turn or in showdowns. For each friendly unit, you may spend its buff to ready it. Then buff all friendly units, period. Each one that doesn't have a buff gets a buff. Why would I ever bother with this when I can just play this? This is buff all friendly units for 5-2 rather than 3 and then when I buff the thing. You may spend its buff to ready it, then buff everything. This card is essentially take an extra turn. This card is take an extra turn. For each friendly unit, you may spend its buff to ready it, then buff all friendly units. So if it has a buff, man, this one's crazy. This is take an extra turn. As long as you have a buff, take an extra turn. Wow. Wow. That's nutso. That's so crazy. Primal Strength. 4, recycle 1. Give a unit 7 might this turn. Huh. Hey, Um, 7's a big number. There was an 8-drop dragon that gave 8 when it got played. This gives 7. This one seems pretty good as an action you can play during showdowns to just give something 7 if you want it to survive. Seems pretty good. Hey, I want this guy in particular to survive this showdown. 7 might. Quiana? Victorious. 4 energy or 1 power. 4 might. Deflect, so you gotta pay an extra. When I conquer, draw 1 card or channel 1 rune exhausted. When I conquer, draw 1 or channel 1. When I'm winning the game, I get more cool things. Seems really good. When I conquer, draw 1 just seems choice. When I conquer, draw 1. Seems really good. If you have any way to, like, conquer and then, I don't know, give it ganking and then go to another place to conquer, just to draw 2-point swing, seems kind of good. Yeah, I mean, Quiana seems pretty okay. I'm into it. I'm into it. Sabotage. 1, recycle 1. Choose an opponent. They reveal their hand. Choose a non-unit card from it and recycle that card. I get to look at their whole ass hand? I get all of them? Excuse me? I get to see what your entire ass hand is. And then I get rid of your best non-unit card. Your best spell or gear. Goodbye. Damn. Yeah, that one seems crazy. that one seems pretty good. Ooter! Wow, man. 6, recycle 1, 6. Spend my buff. Choose one you've not chosen this turn. Deal 2 to a unit at a battlefield. Stun a unit at a battlefield. Ready me. Give me ganking this turn. So if you can figure out how to keep giving this guy buffs, he keeps doing things. Specifically, ready me is very cool. So I have my buff. So I swing in for 7. I win because I'm goated. And then I'll spend my buff to ready me. Give him a buff. Spend the buff for ganking. Move him to another thing. Seems pretty okay. And then he can win ties because of stun. So, like, if he's got a 6, like, you're close. What? I'm close. Stun a unit at a battlefield. Well, he would win the tie. Because I got 6, you got 6. Because I spend the buff. Unless I can give him another buff, then I can win ties on 7s. Because you can't hit me, but I can hit you. He's typing. I'll give him a second. I'll move on. We'll go back to it. Warwick! Hunter! Give buff first, take battlefield, spin buff, give ganking, tap arena bar to buff him. I wasn't thinking about arena bar. Spin buff to ready me, swing onto the battlefield. Love it. Yeah, that's cool. 6, recycle 5. I enter ready. Very good. When I attack, kill all damaged enemy units here. This card seems broken. This card one-shots entire battlefields. This card trades Warwick for the entire thing because of how you can assign damage. I can assign 1 damage to everything. Flurry of Blades. Whoa. Whoa. Dash pretty good. Dash pretty good. 1 damage to everything. When I attack, kill all damaged enemy units here. And you enter ready. And you're a mighty champion. You're a mighty unit. Also the Misfortune signature spell. Yeah. Oh. This guy seems pretty good. Dazzling Aura. It's a gear. It's a 9-drop gear. 9, recycle 2. At the end of your turn, reveal cards from the top of your main deck into your reveal unit. Play it, ignoring its cost, and recycle the rest. This doesn't say ignoring its energy cost, pay the power. So it's just like rip it off the top. Oh no. This is all I want to do in Volibear. This is it. This is all I want to do. I want to play 3 of these and just like slam Dazzling Auroras. That's all I want to do. Is just see what's the craziest thing I can rip off the top. And recycle the rest. Recycle them. And they stack if you do play multiples. I'm in. I'm so in. It's all I want to do. This is it. This is all I want to do. This is the whole game for me. Keep this thing alive. And then slam guys down. I'm in. Like this one. Let's play this one for free. Dread Bloom Predator. 8, recycle 2. 8, deflect. Opponents must pay this to choose me for a spell ability. Very good. It's a little protection. You may play me to an occupied enemy battlefield. Hilarious. Hilarious. Ah, man, it would be a real shame if during the end phase I just slammed this. Oh my god. This is sick. This is one of the good ones, I guess. Yeah, this guy's pretty good. You may play me to an occupied battlefield. If you got 8 or less, if you got 7 or less power at a battlefield, I'll just take it for free. It's mine now. This is better than entering readied, because it just goes on the thing. Like, this one's mine now. This one I want. That's so funny. So funny. Strength of Steel. It is a recycle rock. And with that, thank you all for watching this video. This was recorded after we finished everything, and so I really, really appreciate it. Make sure you check out all of the resource symbol, all of the, I don't even know what they're called. Chat, help. All of the Riftbound first look videos. There will be 6 of them in total. It was a good stream. I saw a lot. Domains, thank you. And I'm excited to explore more Riftbound with you here on the channel. So with that, thank you very much for watching. As always, I wish you well.